product universe here. President Trump has a lot to say about the stock market. This must be seen.
Federal Reserve Chairman, Mr. President, says that you would have to call him for a meeting. Do you plan to meet with him? And what do you think about?
It's like talking to a wall. He should be.
What do you think about not cutting? The Bank of England cut today.
Well, the Bank of England cut, China cut, everybody's cutting but him. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's a shame. I call him Too Late, Too Late Powell. That's his nickname, and it's a shame. It's ridiculous. So meeting, he's always too late. But in this case, it's not going to matter that much because our country is so strong. We're so powerful in terms of economic strength and what we've done. And I'll tell you what, if we didn't have our first term, you wouldn't be. We created things in the first term. We cut more regulations than any president in history. We cut the taxes more than anybody in history. And a very big factor is going to be the tax bill that we have right now, the one big beautiful bill, as we call it, which is all-encompassing, the biggest tax cuts ever in history, bigger than even the first time. And the incentives, even great for the UK, because it'll make us so strong that we're going to be doing more business with you. It's a very important element for taxes, for every aspect, regulation cuts. That bill is, I believe it's the biggest bill of its kind ever in the history of this country. And Speaker Johnson and Leader Thune have done an incredible job. I mean, I'll let you know, we have to get a vote, but we have a lot of support for that bill. And if that happens on top of all of these trade deals that we're doing, this country will hit a point that you better go out and buy stock now. Let me tell you, this country will be like a rocket ship that goes straight up. This is going to be numbers that nobody's ever seen before. That's a very important element of all of this. If we get that. If you don't, and the Democrats are fighting it only because they want to fight. They have Trump derangement syndrome. If it was somebody else, they wouldn't fight. If you had a normal person, if you had some stiff sitting behind you, they'd be fine. But they have Trump derangement syndrome. Senator Schumer's become a Palestinian. He's welcome. I don't know when they're going to give him the ceremony, whatever the ceremony may be. But it's terrible what's happened to the Democrats. So very, very important element of everything, of what we're doing, unrelated to today, but related in the sense that we'll do, if that passes, we'll do even more business with the UK. We'll have so much. It's the biggest tax cut in history. It's going to make our country zoom. It's going to be incentive, as you know, with the deduction basically for work. You work, you build, you plant, etc. Your deduction. It's going to be the biggest. It's the biggest bill of its kind ever passed. Maybe the biggest bill ever passed. That's why we call it the one big beautiful bill.
A lot was said there by President Trump on the realm of the American economy and the stock market after he hilariously eviscerated Fed Chair Jerome Powell, giving him a hilarious nickname as only Trump can, the hysterical nickname of Too Late Powell, as he is always too late on either cutting, hiking, or keeping interest rates the same for the Federal Reserve, as President Trump believes it's time for the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates, and he believes that it's been time for quite a while now, as Britain is cutting rates and other countries around the globe are cutting rates. But in spite of the fact that Too Late Powell won't cut interest rates, it is not the end-all be-all, according to President Trump, as the economy is going to start roaring like never before, in spite of Too Late Powell, because of the work the Trump administration has been doing. It is time to buy stocks now, as President Trump said, because he believes that the stock market is going to take off like a rocket ship into the stratosphere, because after that big beautiful bill passes and all of those tax cuts become permanent, money will be everywhere, as more people will make more money because they will give less in taxes. Because they give less in taxes and have more money, they will be able to spend more money. Since they will be able to spend more money, businesses will be given more money from the consumer. Since businesses will gain more money, they can purchase things for their business with that extra money and give some of that extra money to give raises to their employees. So this will create a cycle of wealth that will be passed on from person to person instead of person to government. Cutting taxes across the board and implementing no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and making the Trump tax cuts permanent will make this country roar economically like never before. As well, from President Trump's leadership, inflation has come down significantly from where it was under Joe Biden. Now inflation is within the 2% goal of the Federal Reserve in the last couple of months, as President Trump has brought down prices on everything across the board by drill baby drilling and decreasing the price of energy. So, if that big, beautiful bill gets passed, and with all these trade deals coming to fruition, like the recent UK trade deal, then this country will take off like never before under President Trump economically. As in the first Trump administration, this was happening and was in the process of happening until the events of 2020 that we all know so well. But now, President Trump has a second chance to bring economic prosperity to every American and bring a golden age to America. Hopefully the Senate and the House can pass the one big beautiful bill because it will cut taxes more than anyone has ever cut taxes before, thus making every American richer because they would have to give less of their money to the federal government. I can't wait to see this country roar like never before in the stock market and economically. But that's just my 2 cents, and you're entitled to your 2 cents. If you want, share your opinion in the comments below, as all viewpoints are welcome. If you enjoyed this informational and educational video, then give the video a like and turn on my channel notifications so that you'll be notified the next time I release a new video. Thanks for watching. God bless you, and God bless America.